Do you ever feel like your to-do list is never ending? Like there's never enough time to get done all the things that you are required to do? I think yes is the answer because I'm a mom too. I totally get it. And I have been there and I know this feeling. So today we're going to talk about how to stop doing everything and all the things and start focusing on what we actually should do. What is the right thing to do? Okay, this is going to be good. It's going to be helpful. Let's go. Hey mama, are you overwhelmed by your full, blessed life? Do you feel stuck in the messy, mundane middle? Then I'm so glad you're here to take a breath. Hey, I'm Shan, RN, holistic wellness coach, and a mom to 4 that went from perfectionism, control, and lots of anxiety to intentionally living through simple solutions and so much peace. If you are done with the stressed out life, hot mess express type of motherhood, then heat up that coffee again and let's live holistically well in the middle. Let's go. I want to tell you about this client's story. Now, this isn't just any client. She is also my longest friend, someone that I talk to on the regular. I know her life, ins and outs of it. And she is the queen of multitasking, raising 4 little kids and always volunteering at church, like everything that the church needs. She is there. She is doing it. She was working part-time as full-time mom and homemaker, and then part-time picking up things like cleaning houses and doing little things to make some extra money, running her house like a pro. She does work on her house. She keeps it clean. She keeps it organized. And on the outside, you would say she's doing it. She's really managing. But I would have the conversations with her of the stress and the overwhelm of doing it all, and even taking on other people's problems and people coming to her and asking her to help with this and to help with that. And she wants to do it all. But I could see that it was causing some undue stress. I would try and help her see that she doesn't have to do all those things just because she has the talent even and the skills and the abilities to do amazing work, to plan an event like no one else and to run the event like no one else and decorate for it. And she has so many gifts, talents, and abilities that she wants to use. But at this time in her life, this season, it actually was what I was seeing was not the time to do some of those things, and they were adding more stress. So I was helping her to see that maybe you have to say no to some of these things. And I know it's hard. I know you want to do them. I know you want to be at your kid's school and helping run the art class or the project that they're working on. That's fun. But when it's adding stress to your day, to your week, it's actually taking the fun away and it's affecting you in more ways than you can see. And so I was just being on the outside, helping her see some of these things. And it wasn't until she got alone with God and had some quiet time with God and was praying about it that God helped her see she was doing so many things to take her away from the mundane season she was in. The everyday motherhood of running a household, of keeping kids healthy and alive and thriving, and being there with her 4 kids day in and day out, which sometimes we know can feel so tedious and mundane and messy. And it's like, am I even doing anything? God helped her see she was doing these other things and saying yes to all the church and the volunteering and helping siblings and family and all the things to take her away from that, to actually take her out of the mundane. It was taking her time to do these other things that made it so she didn't have any more time to be at home. She realized she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be at home. And she saw this thing that was inside of her that was confessing her true feelings, her true authentic feelings of the situation. And God helped her see that. You know, when we go to him and we say, God, reveal to me what's inside my heart. And he does it then we are faced with, now what do I do? Do I try to hide from this? I can't. God just revealed it to me. So now what do I do? And she realized through prayer, she had to say no to some things that were taking her away from being in the home with her kids. So, are you doing that too? Are you saying yes to all the things that people are asking you to do because you are bored at home with your kids? You're doing the same thing day in, day out. Maybe you are getting out and you're going to the park and you're having play dates, but it's still the same thing every day, every week because your kids are 1, 2, and 4. And you're like, is tomorrow the same thing? But really, is that what God's asking you to do? Is he asking you to do all the things, or is he asking you to stay right there in that thing, in that home with those kids for this season? So are you like this friend, this client? And if you are, how do we know what to say no to? And how do we know what is for us to do? And these volunteering moments or helping a family out, like how do we know when it is the right thing and when it's just too much for right now? We don't want to be someone who says no to everything, but we want to do the right thing. I feel like also as Christians, we often think we're supposed to do it all because it feels noble. It feels like the right thing to do. It's serving others. We're supposed to serve our family and others. But here's the truth. God doesn't call us to do everything. He calls us to do what's placed in front of us. He has called you to be a mother, and that's why you have these kids. It's not that your motherhood is who you are, but it is what you are to do in this moment, in this season. And if doing all the other things is stealing you from that motherhood moment, those moments with your kids and your family, then maybe that is something to say no to. When you're overwhelmed, I want you to stop and ask God 2 questions. God, what do you want me to know about how I'm feeling right now? And what do you want me to do? These are 2 powerful questions that I mention often in my podcast. Know, do. God, what do you want me to know that I don't know because my brain is finite and I'm only seeing the situation one way? So help me see it your way. What do you want me to know about it? And then what do you want me to do about it? Again, it's that asking, that prayer, that Psalms, that's in the Psalms. God, reveal to me what's in my heart so I can know the right path to take. David says it in so many different verses in so many different ways, but he says it. God, reveal what's inside so I can know the path to take and what to say yes to and what to do. Those questions are so powerful because it shifts your focus from doing to being, because we know this. It is not what we do that is important. It is who we are. It's the process of becoming. And so many times we focus on what we do and we're superwoman and we do it all and we're super mom and we have all the things in order and we have a million things on our to-do list and we can do them all and we can do them right. And actually all that doing is taking us away from who we are being and who we are becoming. That's what this client saw. She saw that all this doing was not wrong. All these things were good and they felt good in the moment and she had fun doing them, and she knows that her talents and gifts are in that area, in that arena. And so she is putting them on display and she's giving God the glory, but it is taking away from who she is being in the process. And when she goes home at night after being gone all day from her kids and she feels on edge and she feels like she snaps too fast and she loses her cool too quickly, it's what she was doing that is causing that. And now she's being stressed out and she's being overwhelmed and she's being irritated. And it's from all the doing. So really who we are becoming in the process is way more important than what you are doing. And if what you are doing is inhibiting you from being who God's called you to be, then we got to take a closer look. So friend, there is a cost to doing it all. And I will share with you my personal story of this because I know this to be true. Here I am, a mom of 3, 2 toddlers and a newborn, and I go to God in sincerity with a heart that is broken and crying and distraught and overwhelmed and so anxious, and say, God, help me do it. I need your help. I'm crying out to you for help. I want help to run this house. I need help to keep it clean. I need help to make the perfect dinners. I need help to raise these kids to have good behavior. I need help to have a good marriage and to manage all these relationships I'm in. Like, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, and it's all seems too much. I can't handle it all. I need some help. And in that moment, God said no. And he said to me, all of this that I'm saying to you, simply, no, I won't have you do it all because you're not supposed to do it all. You're not supposed to be doing all those things. And you're not supposed to do it all perfectly because you can't. And he very slowly but surely helped free me from the spirit of perfectionism, that I was trying to do it all perfect. And he helped me see, you don't have to. You don't have to have a clean house. That is like so not what you need to do right now. What you need to do is feed your kids, and who cares if there's dishes everywhere, and who cares if there's crumbs all over the floor. Like, they will get swept up eventually and you will be fine. It doesn't have to be done in a certain order, at a certain time, in a certain way. Like, just lose that particularism. Like, lose how things have to be so particular. Be more flexible with the flow, because who your kids are becoming is also so important. And if you're showing them you have to be perfect, because you are doing that when you're displaying your perfectionism, you're teaching them how to be. And when I saw that coming, I was like, God, you're right. Of course he's right. But God, you're right. I need to stop doing all these things. Now tell me what to do. And in this conversation, this one prayer conversation, he told me, stop doing all the things, do these 4 things. Stop doing everything and focus on these 4 things. Gosh, this gave me so much freedom and such a breath of fresh air. And this is why I know this oh so well. When you try to do it all, you end up paying a price somewhere. And it's not just you. Your stress, your impatience, and your exhaustion, it spills over to those around you. Your kids, your spouse, and even your friends. You're not a human doing. You're a human being. And when you're stuck in the cycle of trying to do everything, you miss the chance to be present and to grow into who God is calling you to be. And remember, there's no trophy for being the busiest mom or being the one who conquers her to-do list every day and gets it all done in one day. But the real prize is peace and joy in the process of becoming more like Jesus. I want to share another story about a client who she came to me and said that she wants more time with her kids and her husband, mostly with her husband. She felt like they were ships passing in the night and they had such busy schedules. They both had full to-do lists that they never got to spend quality time together. And so we were trying to dig up the roots as to find out where this came from. And she admitted, she's like, my mom was super mom. She still to this day does it all. And when I was a kid, she did it all, and she did it all seamlessly. So I'm trying to do all the things that she did, and I can't keep up. And I'm finding that I'm missing quality time. I just simply said, has God told you to do all those things? Yes, maybe he told your mom, maybe not, but we don't really know that. But has he told you to do all those things? So we have to ask him when we feel that there is a cost and we're paying it and we see it in our kids or our relationships or our stress level. We have to ask God. He is the one that knows everything. We have to ask him, humbly come before him. What is mine to do? Remember, he is the owner of our time. He is the one that gave us the 24 hours in the day, the 7 days in a week, and the seasons that come and go. He is the one that orchestrates it all. And ask him, instead of trying to cram everything into your schedule, just pause and ask, take a moment. What is mine to do today? And then when you sit down with your calendar at the beginning of the week on a Sunday night, God, what is mine to do this week? And then when you sit down with it at the beginning of a month, God, don't you love the beginning of a month and say, God, what is mine to do this month? What even goals do you want me to set for this month? And then for the year, like we already know that I love the beginning of a year. And that is supposed to be a prayer process where you're sitting down with God and saying, what can you prepare me for this year? And he won't tell you all that's to come. No, because he knows we can't handle it, but he will tell you the next step. And so what is the next step for this year? And what can I plan for? I mean, we have things that we can do like time blocking and setting our time priorities, like our ABCs of planning, which I have a whole episode on that. And we can do all this with God's guidance. And he can help us focus on what truly matters. And we also do this by brain dumping. That's actually the start of it. Like, dump it all out. God, this is what I have for the week. All these thoughts are lining up for the week. All these appointments, all these meetings, and all that's on my schedule and my calendar. And then you ask him to help you time block it and set the priorities, which is the ABCs of planning and time blocking. And there you will find space and time for what God has you to do. You only have 24 hours. We all only have 24 hours in a day. There's only certain things for you to do. You're not supposed to do it all. I only share this from experience and from being an overachiever and high achiever myself. When we try and try and try again, we are doing it on our own strength and we're going to fail. God doesn't want us to be bending over backwards and trying to do all these things. He wants us to rely on him, depend on him for wisdom and strength and guidance and joy. He is where the joy is. So every day we want to have joy and spread that contagious joy to our kids and have them be little like kids that are so happy and running around with this joy. So don't pass your stress on to them. They'll see that, they'll feel it, they'll know it. Just try to go into the day. God, where's the joy? Where can I find joy in this schedule today? What can I let go of? What's the right thing to do? Because I know when I'm doing the right thing, I'm becoming who you want me to be, and I'm spreading the joy of you, your salvation that's inside. Okay? So if you are ready to break free from this overwhelm and start finding more peace in your time, I want to invite you into the Find More Time workshop on February 18th and 19th. Okay, we were going to go through all these steps of decreasing the stress, finding more peace and presence through planning and organizing and some time hacks, and really just what God says about time and what God says about what you're supposed to be doing. Day 1 is all about teaching you how to reduce the stress and create more time. And day 2 is literally a hands-on workshop where we will work together to find practical solutions for your busy life. Because you say, but Shan, I have this and this. You don't understand. I have all these things to do. And so we're going to understand together. We're going to open our calendars. We're going to really find out what's going on in your brain and how you can find more peace and time in your schedule. This is your chance to stop doing everything and do the right things with God's help. Sign up today at www.theshanwright.com/time. The Shan Wright, TheShanWright.com/TIME. Friend, you do not want to miss this. This is going to be so helpful, so practical, so in your real life stuff that you need to get done. So make the time to do it with me. And if you cannot make, it's going to be 1 hour, February 18th and 19th. If you cannot do those hours on those days, please still sign up because I will send the replay right to your inbox. You will not get this replay privately and personally if you do not sign up. Plus, when you do sign up and just register, even if you can't make it, you will get an amazing workbook that goes along with it, free, and you will be entered into our big giveaway. So be sure to sign up either way, whether those dates work or not. Sign up today. The link is in the show notes, or theshanwright.com/time. You do not want to miss this, okay, friends? So stop doing everything. Do the right things. You don't have to be super mom. You don't have to do it all. You are not what you do. You are not the good things you do. You're not even the bad things that you do and the mess ups and the accidents. You are a child of God, and He is way more concerned with who you are being than what you are doing. So let's be who God has called us to be. May the God of peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at @theshanwright so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.